The president of the Canadian Federation of Independent Business says they're looking forward to working with the new Liberal government and opposition to help deal with the tariff battle with the U.S. and China. Dan Kelly says it was good to hear Prime Minister Mark Carney and Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre pledging to work together to address the threat of U.S. tariffs. Mr. Kelly says that small business confidence is near record lows. The CFIB is forecasting an extremely difficult second quarter for the Canadian economy. We spoke with Michelle Auger, Senior Policy Analyst at the CFIB, about the impact tariffs are having on Canadian small businesses.
The sort of on and off nature of the tariff is certainly causing quite a bit of impact on small businesses. We know that 4 to 5 SMEs, small and medium-sized businesses, are impacted by the current tariff situation. It's really causing, urgent economic challenges for a lot of entrepreneurs, where currently they're facing things like, increased costs on supplies and loss of contracts with U.S. clients. It's also the situation has also caused lower consumer demand, and so there's lower needs for their products currently as well. So it's just caused quite a bit of impact to a lot of small businesses across the country.
We also discussed what impact Canada's punitive tariffs will have.
A lot of small businesses have been supportive and have kind of had this united front that Canada does need to stick up to the US. In fact, our members, about 70% were supportive of those retaliatory tariffs. But now, as we get longer into this ongoing trade war, we're seeing that support go down week after week. And so every survey, we've kind of seen that support for retaliatory tariffs reduce. A lot of businesses are telling us anecdotal stories that as they're importing products, it is costing them quite a bit of money in surtaxes. And so one of the key messages we've been telling the government is that those counter tariff, that money that's being collected, those taxes, needs to be returned to small businesses immediately to help reduce some of the impacts that they're feeling.
And finally, we touched on the current state of small business confidence, which the CFIB reports is at near record lows, and how these levels compare to past economic periods.
Our business barometer does record business confidence, and in fact, it has dipped to an all-time low. When you compare it to COVID period, it really is at that same level. It's all the uncertainty that is currently being caused by the on and off nature of these tariffs, and then you add the compounding effect of the Chinese counter tariffs. It just has created an environment that is really hard for entrepreneurs to even understand what's happening from one day to the next. And as we were going through an election, we didn't really have much of a government in place, right? So it just added an extra effect to the whole situation. I think, a lot of small businesses are ready now to put the election in the past and start focusing on this new government. And we're committed to working with both the Liberal government and the opposition to address the tariff situation. We certainly think it'll be a top priority as the government is set to return to the Hill.